Steve Moore is with us. Kathryn Rooney Vera is with us. What point, as you look at the economy and the markets, does it become a worry? Are we at the, okay, I'm worried now. This is getting extreme. What are you thinking?
Right, Neil. Yeah, when times are good, people will pay the 25 to 40 cents more for an $8 burrito. That's when times are good. The U.S. economy, Neil, right now, as you know, is growing 6.5% year over year. That's because last year was so horrific. So base effects are going to slowly trail off, which leads us to 2022. 2022, we're likely going to see a rollover in economic growth because the base, which is 2021, is so high. So we're at 6.5% growth this year. Next year, we're going to see a slowdown in economic activity, higher taxes, and higher inflation. So while times are good and there's 9.3 million jobs out there, perhaps people don't take them because the government has now put the market clearing price of going to get a job at $32,000. So if you're making less than that, it doesn't make sense to go get a job. But when times get rougher and you have both higher prices, fewer job opportunities, and slower economic growth, people are going to start, complaining about that quarter price increase on their burrito, or maybe double that. So I think inflation is inevitable. We have massive fiscal stimulus, massive monetary stimulus, and ongoing emergency measures, Neil, when we're out of the emergency. So is this a big government power grab? I think that's something to be discussed and debated, but we must return to our roots to let the private sector work itself out and find its own market clearing price for employment.
Steve, and I understand you work for Donald Trump, and I'm not trying to disparage either the prior president or this one, but it does seem a stretch to me to look at these uptick prices in meat and pork and milk and some of these other areas and blame the new guy. That is a reflection of anything, and you're a great economist, of an improving economy and prices rising, demand building. I don't know if it can be just dropped on the lap of Joe Biden. Are we heading to that? Is that your fear?
Well, we have 30% of GDP in spending, so we have to at some point grow the economy at either the same rate or more at which we're growing debt. Right. And it's exponentially more. So it is unsustainable. And my suspicion is that $6 trillion is never going to be retraced. That's just going to become massive social spending. So at some point, interest rates have to go up. We're going to have to pay higher costs to finance our debt than ever before. And everything else that we spend on in its magnanimity is going to have to be additionally debt financed. So it's just a very vicious cycle that we have no intention of reining in, Neil. And I think that's the problem. Once we do get inflation, interest rates go up, we really hit against the wall.
All right, understood. Guys, I wasn't on to jumping on you there, but we did want to wrap this up.